Okay, class, today we are going to talk about sequencing, and we're going to talk about sequencing the plot of a story. Can anyone tell me what they think the plot means of a story? It's not the characters, it's a little bit bigger. Right, it's the events of a story, okay? So we're going to talk about the beginning, the middle, and the end of a story, okay? And that's called sequencing a plot, okay? So first we're going to use Humpty Dumpty as an example, and I'm sure you all heard of Humpty Dumpty or you know Humpty Dumpty. So we're going to use that as an example of beginning, middle, end, and then go over what the beginning of Humpty Dumpty is, the middle, and the end, okay? So if everyone wants to go ahead and read it with me, that's perfectly fine. Okay. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Okay, so now that we all have read it again and refresh our memories, let's go over the beginning, the middle, and the end. Okay, so down here I showed you what I highlighted in blue was beginning, okay? So what happens in the very beginning? He sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. So that's what happens right at the start of the story. The middle, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. So the middle, as you can tell with Humpty Dumpty, is usually where the conflict happens and where the problems come about. And then the end, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Okay? So the end is usually when the resolution takes place, or in other words, when the problems are solved. Okay, when they come up with a solution to the problems. Okay, so now that we've read Humpty Dumpty, we're going to read another story that you all are probably familiar with as well, and that's The Three Little Pigs. So we're going to read The Three Little Pigs, and then we're going to do an activity with it after we talk about it a little bit, okay? The Three Little Pigs. Okay, they're all right there. There once were 3 little pigs who lived with their mother in a tiny house. As the 3 pigs grew bigger, the house grew smaller, and soon it came time for them to go out into the world and build houses of their own. Oh, there's the house. There's their mom. She's crying. She's got a little tissue. The first little pig hastily built her house of straw. The second little pig took a bit more time. He built a house of sticks. And the third little pig, who was smarter than the others, took the longest. She built a house of bricks. Now the first little pig was just sitting down to breakfast in her new straw house when she heard the voice of the big bad wolf outside. Little pig, may I come in?" called the big bad wolf. "Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin," cried the first little pig. Look at her, she looks scared. Oh, there's the big bad wolf. She was just lounging. "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," growled the big bad wolf, and that's just what he did. "Oh, help, help," squealed the first little pig, and do you know what? She ran to the house of sticks where her brother took her in. A little while later, the brother and sister were just sitting down to lunch in the new stick house when they heard the big bad wolf outside. Little pig, may I come in?" called the big bad wolf. "Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin," cried the second little pig. Oh, there he is again. "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," growled the big bad wolf, and that's just what he did. "Oh, help!" squealed the little pigs, and they ran and ran to the brick house where their sister took them in. A little while later, the 3 little pigs were just sitting down to a bubbling hot stew. Sure enough, they heard the big bad wolf outside. Little pig, may I come in?" cried the big bad wolf. "No, you may not," said the third little pig. "Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin." There's the house. There's the big bad wolf. What do you think is going to happen? Let's see. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down, growled the big bad wolf. Go ahead and try, said the third little pig calmly. The wolf huffed and he puffed, but try as he might, he could not blow that little brick house down. Then the three little pigs heard noises on the roof, for the wolf had thought to try the chimney. Down tumbled the wolf, right into the cooking pot. He hopped out and scurried away, and that was the end of the big bad wolf. The three little pigs sang and played their favorite songs long into the night. Okay, so now that we have read the three little pigs again, what house was the weakest of the three houses? What was it made out of? Straw, right. Okay, so what was the second house made of? That also didn't stand up very long against the big bad wolf. It was made out of sticks. What was the third house made out of? It was the strongest, right? Something very strong. Right, it was made out of bricks. Okay, so now we know that the straw is probably the weakest and the bricks were definitely the strongest. And you know, our houses are made out of things like brick. Sometimes there's some wood in there too, but there's a lot of concrete and hard materials, so a big bad wolf couldn't blow our houses down, right? No. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I have at each of your desks, listen up, I have at each of your desks this piece of paper, and these little squares are each different events that took place in the story, okay? So what we're going to do when we go back to our desks, we're going to take out our crayons, and we're going to color all the pictures, okay? However you want to color them, that's fine, okay? So we're going to color them, and then when you're done coloring, you're going to decide what order they go in, okay? And you're going to sequence them like we did for Humpty Dumpty, okay? And something like the beginning, the middle, and the end, except you can see there's 6 events. Okay, so you're going to look at the pictures and decide which event comes first, okay? And I'm going to go ahead right now and tell you and help you out with the first one, okay? So in this picture, we have the mother saying bye to little pigs, and it says bye right there. And this one we have the little pigs in a stick house. This one, the little pig in the straw house. This is the wolf on top of the brick house about to go through the chimney. This one is the pigs are building their houses. And this one is the wolf is trying to blow down the brick house. Okay? So which event do we think comes first? Right, the mom saying bye. That's what happened in the beginning, right? The mom said, bye. My house is too small now. You have to make your own house, right? Okay, so that's going to be our first one, okay? So after you color, we're going to cut this one out first, and there's another sheet of paper at your table, okay? And you're going to glue that one down one at a time. And once that one's glued down, then you're going to decide what happened next, okay? And then you're going to cut that one out and glue that one down. And then the third, and so on and so on. So we're going to do one picture at a time to make sure that we don't lose any of them, okay? Okay. Now go ahead and get up quietly back to your seats and go ahead and start coloring these, okay?